Welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technologically disadvantaged. Like me. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got a story for you. Just a heads up for the upcoming week, I gotta go on a little road trip, so you guys went through this last year with me. I'm gonna try to have the episodes out like normal, but they might be a little off schedule because I'll be recording on the road, uploading on the road. Gotta love hotel Wi-Fi. So I appreciate your patience with me while I work through this for the next week, and we'll see how it goes. Good news, bad news, you don't get this lovely view of my bedroom.
I wish I didn't have to see it.
Cat and mouse. On mobile, apologies for any formatting issues. For context, I'm an IT guy at a small company, and this story took place last year when my country first went into lockdown and users were adjusting to work from home. A support ticket came in from a user I'll call Jay, saying that their laptop trackpad must be broken as their cursor was moving about on its own. I gave them a call, and it turns out the trackpad was fine, but that a wireless mouse was also connected and Jay's cat was playing with it. Easy fix, and we both had a good laugh about it. Yup, cats will mess you up every time.
I'm going to start calling you Cat.
That really hurts my feelings. Someone learned a new word. Background. I grew up tinkering with computers. I have a degree in computer science, worked for years in network operations at an internet provider, and currently hold a communications director position with a large organization. I also have a large extended family, many of whom still think of me as a child. Visiting some relatives over the holidays last year, and one of my aunts happened to be there. She owns her own somewhat successful small business. At one point, I'm asked if I know anything about servers. Since I do, I replied in the affirmative. "Oh, good," she replies. "Can you help me set one up?" I inquire with some trepidation as to what she might be trying to do. There are many kinds of servers, I explain. Really, a server is just a computer providing some type of service. There are web servers, email servers, file and database servers. What are you trying to do? I need a server. I suggested she speak with an IT firm. Quite literally could not pay me enough to continue that conversation. Yep, the only thing that'll mess you up worse than a cat is family. I love my family, but it's hard to work with them. 3 truths and no lies. So this is the first post on this subreddit. These are all pretty old and somewhat short, but painful nonetheless. So the first one was maybe a year into me working help desk. I get the call and the user proceeds to tell me that she broke the cup holder off the computer. I started laughing as I've heard the myth. She goes, "Why are you laughing? I broke the cup holder and I need a new one." I realized that she was serious. She genuinely believed that the CD tray was a cup holder. It was on a cart and she'd been using the tray to hold her coffee as she moved around. I checked later and the tech had closed the ticket stating that she did actually snap the tray off completely. She was using a ceramic cup and put it down too hard and broke it. Obviously a new drive had to be installed. About a year ago, I ran into a consultant that had a user do that at one of his old places. Seriously, is this more common than I thought it was? Second story is in a similar vein. User calls about some issue. I tell her to take her mouse and move it across the screen to click on something. She tells me that now her mouse isn't working too. I ask a few questions and realize that she actually had taken the mouse and was trying to move the physical mouse on the screen. I had to explain to her that pointer on the screen was also the mouse. She admitted that she was confused why I asked her to put the mouse on the screen, but decided to just go with it. I guess it was just a lapse in judgment, but definitely worried me. The final one kills me to this day. So when I came in, they were doing the XP to 7 upgrade. This is a massive company, so literally thousands of computers. It got stalled, but they started it up again after I had started. They apparently hired a consultant company on the recommendation from one of their higher-ups. They were not good. Computers not configured to connect to the network, no programs installed at all or installed improperly, no printers to be connected or installed with drivers for the wrong make and model, devices not being set up for us to remote onto. They basically messed up so often and badly we always knew where they were working because we would get a flood of calls from those floors for all sorts of random issues. We couldn't remote on to fix anything either, requiring desktop to come fix it. Well, I thought it couldn't get any worse until one day a user calls up and says, "Hey, my printer's installed as a CD." I thought they were confused because no one could mess up that bad, right? Nope. It was one of the few PCs that actually did get the remote setup on, And yes, they had somehow installed a printer on the computer as a CD drive. The drive was labeled as a printer, and when they turned the printer off and on, the drive disappeared. I called over my colleagues, and they were just as shocked and horrified as I was. We also all thought it was hilarious as well. About 2 years ago, I actually ran into another like that. I never thought I would run into another printer as a CD drive in my life. And for those that are curious, the higher up that recommended them, the issue was sorted out and quote-unquote dealt with. Sorted out and dealt with in the corporate world can mean a couple things. You either got demoted and buried somewhere else in the company, or most likely, termination. Is there an echo in here? I work at a large car dealership that sells charming vehicles made by a greatly massive automaker. Not officially IT, but I run the website and am called on as the guy who knows about computers daily. Our website displays new and used vehicles for sale. The MSRP and financing rates for the new vehicles are dictated from the OEM directly to our website provider. I have no authority or ability to change or remove them. Manager: can we change the interest rate displaying on the website for this vehicle? Me: no, that's controlled by the OEM. If it's incorrect, I can contact them and get it fixed. Manager: no, we just don't want to advertise it, so can you change it? Me: no, it's controlled by the OEM. Sorry. Manager: I'd really like this changed. You can't do it? Me: not sure if he thinks I'm lying or what. No, sorry, it's controlled by the OEM. Rinse and repeat a few more times before he accepts reality and leaves me to my redditing. Dude, I thought that was something only little kids did. Like, just change the way the question was asked, or go ask mom, and then when mom says no too, come back and ask dad in a different way, and just keep pushing, hoping that the answer will be different. I didn't know bosses actually did that. Why do I even write documentation? This is more of a general rant than a story of a specific incident, because this happens all the damn time. I'm a web developer who specializes with a particular CMS and would frequently get client requests to provide them with Excel reports of the data that's in their CMS for various things. Several years ago, after writing a few quick and easy but unreusable export admin tools, I decided to make a reusable tool that could handle any and all of these export requests, so that I would never have to write another custom export tool again. Man, that was a mouthful. So I did. It took me several months, and I've been refining and adding to it for the past 5 years. Thanks to my tool, I actually was awarded with the CMS's MVP Technology Award and had been an MVP for the past 4 years now. I made this tool as simple and user-friendly as possible so that any CMS user should be able to understand how to use it and be able to export data that they have read access to. Absolutely no technical skills required beyond what any CMS user already has. The tool itself has an explanation on every single field, but I also wrote out complete documentation on my personal blog for how to use it, which is linked to from the GitHub repo. So then all my clients started using it and never asked me for data exports again. Haha, just kidding. This is how it usually goes. Client: we need to know all the pages that have been created in the CMS under this folder. Can you provide us with this? Note, this is the most basic possible export. Me: hi client, you can use the export tool that I've told you about 12 times over the past 3 years to pull that information. Here's the link to the documentation, though you probably would realize you don't even need it if you just tried opening the export tool and looking at it. Client: thanks, can we schedule a meeting so that you can explain to us how to use the tool? In the meantime, can you please generate the report for us? Me to my project manager: hi PM, can you use the export tool to generate that report they're asking for? PM: sure, I've never used it before though, can you show me how it works? Then eventually, several months or years later, the PM finally tries the tool. Not the client though. They will never ever use it because it's easier for them to just ask us for all the data they need and wait up to 5 days to get it, rather than spend 2 minutes getting it themselves. The PM messaged me on Slack: oh wow, this tool is really useful. However, this only fills me with anger rather than joy because I know it's useful. That's why I've been telling you to use it for the past 5 years.
Humans are stupid.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, that's just incredible. That's pure laziness. You can't tell me nobody in that office has the nuts to go ahead and try this just to see what would happen. Even if it goofs up. Let's just see what it's all about. Although I'm one of those guys that, when I was a teenager, I jumped right into taking the set of heads off my dad's pickup truck because it wouldn't start to see what made it tick. It wasn't successful, but I did learn a lot about taking heads off a vehicle. So, is that a no? Long-time lurker, first-time poster, and on mobile. Any grammatical, formatting, or spelling mistakes are my fault, as I'm a degenerate. Me too. On to the story. Lab employee. Do y'all have toner cartridges that look like this? And then shows me a toner cartridge I've never seen before. Me. I'll go check. No, I'm sorry we don't, and I've never seen a toner cartridge like that. Can I see the printer? Employee. Sure, follow me. So I follow her down the short walk to the lab, and she brings me to a printer whose brand we don't carry and I've never even heard of. Employee. When I try to print, it just says toner cartridge low and it doesn't let me print. Is there any way to bypass that? So I take a quick gander, and there is not, in fact, any way to bypass it as I had suspected. Also, the cartridge is bone dry, so even if I could bypass it, it wouldn't do any good. Me. Let me go check the storage room just to be sure, but I really don't think we have one. So I go and check the storage room to see if we have any, and lo and behold, we don't. So I call my boss to be absolutely sure. Boss. What's up? Me. I'm looking at this printer and I can't find toner for it anywhere. Do we even carry this brand? Boss. No, we don't. That's one they purchased themselves without consulting IT to see if it's supported, so they're on the hook for that one. Me. Got it, boss. So I walk back to the lab to find the employee and break the news. Employee. Oh, I thought y'all would have one, since y'all do tech and stuff. Me. Unfortunately, since this was not approved by us, we don't keep cartridges for that model. Employee. Oh, I was asking because I didn't want to have to go to purchasing and have our department pay for it. Oh my god. Me. Sorry, but we don't even use that brand of printer anywhere else, so I can't even try a different model number. And that was the end of it, and I lumbered back to my office to imbibe in more tea. Yeah, sure it was tea. We'll stick with that. Yeah, it's hard for people in that environment to understand that if you go off the reservation and go against recommendations from the IT department, that you're not going to get support. You're not going to get spare parts, nothing. In fact, I'm surprised the guy even went and asked his boss. I wouldn't have done it. It's not our problem, it's not our printer. We've never had one here. Good luck. Hey, do me a favor. Check out these videos right here. I think you might enjoy them. And if you haven't already, can you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy and her telling you stories.
Say my name.
See ya.